The network where you get all your Star Wars news. Today we have an interesting one, but before we do get started, remember hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know on everything Star Wars. And once you're done watching this video, go check out my last video. Give it a thumbs up as you watch. Y'all know what to do. Let's start the show. Star Wars is the Bad Batch Season 1 actually laid the groundwork for the Stormtroopers to emerge as the Empire's primary military force, and the episode The Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences revealed this fully came into play in 18 BBY, a year after Star Wars' Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Now, after Clone Force 99, Rex and Chuchi exposed Rampart's destruction of Topeka City, with the help of Senator Bail Organa, Emperor Palpatine himself appeared in Star Wars' The Bad Batch Episode 8 Season 2. In his usual scheming ways, Palpatine managed to twist the situation in his favor. Palpatine feigned ignorance of Rampart's plans and arrested him, winning the approval of the Senate members. After doing so, Palpatine twisted the blame for the destruction of Topeka City to fall on the clones, questioning why such horrific acts were carried out without hesitation. There's a dark irony in Palpatine's using of this argument. Given Order 66 overrode the clones' free will and essentially reduced them to slaves, in reality, the Emperor was moving away from clones because the effects of Order 66 were already wearing off, and we saw that, and we've seen it so far with Commander Cody and other clones as well. And he no doubt considered introducing a better tool, and that would be the Stormtroopers. Palpatine thus made the final political push for the Imperial Stormtrooper program, allowing Star Wars' The Bad Batch to tell a story that has a massive impact on the Star Wars franchise, which is something we've been wanting to see and waiting since Season 1, or even before when we first got The Bad Batch. Everybody was dying to know, when did the clones phase out and when did Stormtroopers come in? Well, here it is, guys. We finally have it in Season 2 of The Bad Batch. After seeing Episode 8 of The Clone Wars, we finally see the build that finally got put into place on how Palpatine did in coming in and making his grand entrance and manipulating the situation and turning it around as Rampart being the one and using clones to conspire against the Empire, using them as guinea pigs, as Palpatine always has, not just a plan A, but a plan B and a plan C. And I'm sure this was something way planned out since the beginning of this whole plan, going with Order 66 and using Admiral Rampart if things were to go south. Again, very easy to manipulate the situation and turning it around. And again, we know he doesn't come forward much. So in order to use him in the episodes or in the season overall or show, you bring him in for a split second where he makes the biggest impact and biggest damage. And let me tell you, he did just that and didn't disappoint, as again, we see how dark and conniving Palpatine is and always has been. And I have to say, they did a really good job on this episode, and I'm hoping that this leads into other things, that possibly maybe we get to see some Vader at some point in time. Now that we're going to see Stormtroopers, I want to see Vader's fist. I want to see all of that stuff that we've seen in the comics come into this. I know that it's the beginning of the Stormtroopers, but man, how awesome would it be to see some Vader in this, possibly taking out Gunji going forward in the next episode. I mean, or even finding Commander Cody, which we'll talk about in a later video. But guys, comment down below on what you thought about, and finally getting to see the arrival of the Stormtroopers, as we so desperately always wanted to see that transformation of the Empire after Order 66. We finally have it here in Season 2 of The Bad Batch. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Remember, for more Star Wars content, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know as I have another video tomorrow. And remember, the Eternal Sith, then, now, forever. Later, guys.